Adult film actress Bambi Woods starred in one of the most infamous movies of the 1970s, only to seemingly disappear from the face of the earth just a few years later. It's one of Hollywood's most enduring mysteries, and it's never officially been solved. So, today we're reopening the case of the bizarre disappearance of Bambi Woods. But before we get started, be sure to subscribe to the Weird History channel. After that, leave a comment and let us know what other disappearances you would like to hear about. Alright, her films may not be safe for work, but this video should be okay. In 1978, Bambi Woods starred in the highly publicized adult film Debbie Does Dallas, and her real-life experiences trying out for the Dallas Cowboys cheerleading squad allegedly informed its plot. In case you're not familiar, Debbie Does Dallas centers on Debbie, a young cheerleader who wants to join the nationally famous Texas Cowgirls squad, but lacks the funds to make it to tryouts. So, Debbie starts trading intimate favors for cash in hope of chasing her dreams. It's a classic hero's journey story structure when you think about it. Additionally, many of the scenes were filmed in the library at the Pratt Institute and Brooklyn College. The filmmakers did ask permission to film at both locations, but apparently they did not reveal the kind of movie being made. Maybe they could have said it was for a human anatomy class. The Texas Cowgirls cheer uniforms in the film are nearly identical to the actual Dallas Cowboys cheerleading uniforms of the time, and the NFL team was not pleased. The Dallas Cowboys quickly sued the filmmakers for copyright infringement, but the filmmakers used the lawsuit in their favor, believing it would bring them publicity. With a lawsuit from one of the most popular NFL teams, the movie gained national attention and sold 50,000 copies after its theatrical debut. The Debbie Does Dallas films, and the title itself, became such hits they inspired a ton of spin-offs. Woods went on to reprise her role as Debbie in two sequels, Debbie Does Dallas Part 2 and Debbie Does Dallas 3, The Final Chapter, released in 1981 and 1985, respectively. Weird that they titled the last one like a Friday the 13th movie. Well, maybe it isn't that weird. Debbie Does Wall Street came out in 1991, and in 2000, Debbie Does New Orleans released on video. In 2007, Vivid Entertainment debuted a film called Debbie Does Dallas again. Even an off-Broadway musical, Debbie Does Dallas the Musical, arrived in 2002, though that has the tone of a satirical comedy and replaces the adult scenes with musical numbers 5, 6, 7, 8. Woods was part of the golden age of porn, an era where adult films were given theatrical releases and a cultural footprint. No, really, X-rated movies used to have opening weekends, like Batman. But while profits were high, production regulations were non-existent, and the safety of the performers was rarely considered. In a 1979 interview after the release of Debbie Does Dallas, Woods revealed how she got started in the business. And although she was initially hesitant, she eventually revealed that she owed money to a friend who worked in the adult entertainment business. The friend talked her into making a film, so Woods could pay back the loan. She goes on to say that making the movie was uncomfortable, and that it was strange to be filmed doing the movie's X-rated scenes. Many assumed Woods' rising star would make her a household name in the film industry, and she did pal around in Studio 54, Andy Warhol's preferred nightclub and a hotspot for popular entertainers of the day. But that turned out to be the limit of her stardom. Woods seemingly vanished after the third installment of Debbie, and has not been seen or heard from since. Many theories about Woods' disappearance delve into the seedy golden age culture. Some believe the actor wasn't ready for all of the attention, while others claim an alleged overdose ended her life. Theories about Bambi Woods' disappearance were fueled by similar rumors about one of her co-stars. Michelle Carpenter, known by her stage name Arcadia Lake, appeared alongside Woods as Tammy in Debbie Does Dallas. Lake starred in over 40 films before retiring in 1984. For a brief period, she was married to Debbie Does Dallas co-star Eric Edwards. When asked how they met, we imagine they just said, "work," and quietly moved on. In 1991, Lake reportedly passed away due to an overdose. But rumors persisted that Lake may have found herself on the wrong side of the Mafia, which, for reference, is the side where you wake up with a horse's head in your bed. This latter theory lacks corroboration from any news sources, but the adult industry has long been involved with organized crime. In fact, Debbie Does Dallas has some direct connections to the notorious La Cosa Nostra, which is probably why so many people are convinced they had something to do with Woods' disappearance. Michael Zaffarano, aka Mickey Z, that's a solid mobster name, was a producer on Debbie Does Dallas and a high-ranking boss for the Bonanno crime family. He secretly owned the Pussycat Theater in New York City, one of the many adult film-centric theaters in the 70s where Debbie was a main attraction upon release. The FBI began investigating Zaffarano and his business ventures in 1978. In 1980, the FBI possessed enough evidence against him to serve him a warrant. But as the agents arrived at his property, Mickey Z suffered a fatal heart attack at the age of 56, presumably on the recommendation of his lawyer. Zaffarano's reputation and demise only made Debbie Does Dallas more notorious. Furthermore, his eerily abrupt fate, which occurred right as the feds were about to slap on the handcuffs, didn't do anything to quell the rumors around the vanishing of Bambi Woods, or the death of Michelle Carpenter, or Mickey Z himself, for that matter. Did Zaffarano really experience cardiac arrest? Or did he take himself out to avoid capture? Or did someone else take him out before he had the chance to be questioned? Were there connections to the people responsible for Debbie Does Dallas or to Woods and Carpenter? People have been speculating for decades now, but no definitive answer has been reached. In a 2005 article written in the Australian paper The Age, reporter Luke Benedictus alleges Woods succumbed to an overdose in 1986. While the article doesn't provide a source and the claim appears unsubstantiated, it would offer a simple, albeit tragic answer to why Woods suddenly disappeared. However, the article lacked credible details and was never picked up by other sources, and further investigation revealed it to be pretty thin. The story appears to be Benedictus either being misled by witnesses or simply inventing a solution to the infamous Hollywood mystery out of whole cloth. In 2007, a person emailed the confusingly titled website Yes But No But Yes, claiming to be Woods. The individual agreed to an interview, but didn't provide any means of proving their identity. In the interview, the alleged Woods said they got out of the adult film industry by choice and went back home to live with their parents for a few years before getting married. The person went on to claim that they resided in California with their husband of 20 years and their teenage children. The person said they didn't have to rely on their past career because they were well off financially. They also claimed to have been recognized many times over the years as Woods, but less so as they've grown older. While it was certainly plausible that the interview subject was indeed the long-lost actress, the alleged Woods was similarly lacking in specific details, and nothing supplied in the interview gave any definitive answers. At the end of the day, it seems more likely that this interview was conducted by an imposter, either a fan wanting to provide closure to the story for other fans, or just someone looking for notoriety. Drug problems and overdoses within the world of adult entertainment remain common. In the 2005 documentary Debbie Does Dallas Uncovered, Jim Clark, the director of the original film, claimed Woods did use drugs, but didn't say she OD'd. Also in the documentary, Clark revealed a private investigator was hired to look into Woods' whereabouts. After learning her real name, which was not mentioned in the documentary, the investigator looked into the actor's background and contacted her family members. The investigator allegedly found Woods living a private life in the Des Moines, Iowa area. Additionally, he claims Woods lacked interest in gaining more publicity from her former career. Of course, it's impossible to verify whether any of the investigator's claims were true, or if they were just conjecture or outright lies whipped up to sell the documentary and give Woods' strange case a happy ending. While the mystery has never been solved, most rumors surrounding her initiation into the industry and her disappearance involve the Mafia, drugs, and coercion, which is a tragically common tale. From issues of mental health to societal shunning, adult performers are often relegated to a life on the fringes of existence, particularly at the time of Woods' disappearance. Did the star of Debbie Does Dallas succumb to pressure and stigmatization? Did she fall victim to the dangerous money men behind her hit film? Or did she trade it all in for a simple life out in the country? Considering most adult film stars use pseudonyms and alter egos specifically to make space for a private life outside of the limelight, the idea that Woods may have traded in her spurs for a quiet retirement somewhere isn't that hard to believe. So what do you think? Is Bambi Woods still out there somewhere? Let us know in the comments below. And while you're at it, check out some of these other videos from our weird history.